Lucid dreamers. Insomniacs. PTSD/trauma holders and general people of Reddit. What's some of the scariest nightmares you've ever had? I had a very vivid dream about suffocating someone. I woke up in a heavy sweat. I felt off for 2 to 3 days. It felt real. When I was around 8 or 9 years old, I was playing this game on my mom's computer, and in the game you had to collect all these coins on tiles on different maps, and if you didn't get them all within a certain time limit, these weird demon dark angel type thing would come out and chase you until you either got stuck or collect the test of the coins. I don't remember what the game was called. Anyway, my mom sent me up to sleep after a while after I had lost the round I was playing. Anyway, in my dream all of a sudden I said to myself, no, I don't wanna die, I don't wanna go, and hid under my bed. My bedroom door slowly and eerily opened. In my dream I was in years but staying as silent as possible. But the dark demon from that game, who now looked like a Dementor from Harry Potter at this point, I had never seen it at that point, slowly took me by the foot and dragged me out from under my bed. I tried to scream, but I couldn't, and now this weird hellish creature was cradling me in his bony arms down the stairs. I don't know how I came to this conclusion, but I said out loud, this isn't real, this is a dream, wake up, and I did. When I woke up I was halfway down my staircase lying on a step. I've had nightmares that one or both of my children died. Specifically by drowning. Scares the bejesus out of me. Chronic insomniac. The climax of the dream was being stabbed in the chest and waking up and feeling pain for a while. Later realizing I was laying on top of a guardrail and a part of railing was basically impaling my chest. They had rounded edges so I wasn't cut. I don't consider myself any of these things, but I have very vivid and dark dreams. In one of them, a close friend of mine pushed me into a closet and started slashing at my arms and stabbing me with a large kitchen knife. I couldn't talk to her for a couple weeks after that. I've also had dreams where I've been shot or chased by various murderous people/creatures. Including, in one case, heffalumps and whistles. It sounds silly but it's terrifying. To be honest, when it was in my mind I woke up crying. I ended up causing some sort of destruction that ended up leaving my family and at the time girlfriend in a meaty, bloody mess. Soon, I felt myself being torn apart, as if my mind was going in and out of a form of simulated consciousness. Eventually everything started to crumble, leaving me alone in an empty void. Every time I cried for help, that pain of everyone dying around me got stronger. I ended up having visions of how they could die. And at the center was me. And after that I was getting the same visions, but I was the one dying. And they never stopped. Suicide racing my mind and my entire body was in pain. By now I was slightly conscious, but only enough to feel my body ache. I could feel the tears falling down my face and my mind splitting. Eventually I did wake up, covered in tears, sweat, and I was shaking from my anxiety reaching its limit. Ever since I've had constant anxiety and I still have the same nightmares. And every time it gets worse. This has been going on for 2 months now and I don't see an end to it. Lucid dreams aren't scary. Just very strange. I could do it as a kid on demand. I would do it all the time and really enjoyed it. I would just become aware that I was dreaming by noticing something wasn't right. And it would snap that I was dreaming. Then could walk around and do whatever I wanted. I think I stopped once I started to tell my family about it. And being the overly protective Christian parents they were, they said that is how you let demons into your body, so it essentially stopped me from doing it. I really miss it. It made me feel special. Scariest were of me in hospital or related to my illness. I had a long convalescing period and I'd be in pain during my sleep. And I'd get dreams of preparing for surgery. Of my condition worsening. Of having no one around when I'm paralyzed in pain. Of other patients and their problems. The mood in the dreams were morbid. I'd actually cry in my sleep and be trapped there until I was woken up or woke up myself. I had one where I got stabbed. And I felt all the blood rushing out of me quickly. Everything turned white. I swear I died in real life. Woke up gasping and trying to regain consciousness. Needless to say, my blood pressure was terrifyingly low when I awoke. It is likely that the dream was just mind's reaction to the very real and physiological issue you had during sleep. This happened to me when I was kid. We have a big graveyard where I live and it's at the center of our town. I dreamt once that I was alone wandering around the graveyard in a full moonlight. I could hear someone banging some metal from far away. As I walked towards the sound, I woke up. Surprisingly, I continued the dream the next night and found a shack near the end of the graveyard. I could see light coming out from the place and the sound is increasing louder as I approached it. I opened the door and I woke up again. Since then I never saw the dream, but I often wonder what would be inside the shack. Also, the shack doesn't exist in real life. After I broke up with my abusive ex, I had a dream that he took me to the movies and we got in a fight. He followed me out of the theater yelling for me to come back and chased me down in the parking lot. I woke up right before he grabbed me. I was too scared to get up and pee for a while. Trauma survivor. But I rarely have relevant nightmares. I have lots of bomb/explosion ones instead. And it's never the explosion itself that wakes me up, it's waiting for a shockwave or fallout that does it. The worst one saw me studying abroad in Russia. I was in some high-rise apartment with an elderly couple. The US nuked the city with no warning. I saw the detonation in the street just below the building. The blast magically didn't vaporize us. But the man shuffled in with a Geiger counter that was going off. I told him I needed to call home one last time before I killed myself so I wouldn't suffer the effects of the radiation. I woke up and burst into tears. I've had all kinds of dark and horrible dreams. But by far the scariest thing that happens is sleep paralysis. I don't get the kind where I see things. But I essentially wake up in this in-between land where my eyes are shut but I'm conscious. I also can't move. Sometimes you stay frozen longer than others. I try to not panic and focus on moving something small like a finger. It's the worst. Eventually I can jerk my arm or leg and that snaps it and my eyes open. It's not a nightmare, but I hope it counts. Mine was sleep paralysis coupled with mild visual hallucinations. I saw a horrendous monstrous face with saliva and blood dripping from his mouth and teeth. And my field of view grew darker and darker until it was all I could see. The face was animate and moving like it was talking to me. But I heard nothing. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I couldn't breathe. What I felt was heavy weight pushing on my chest and shoulders. The scariest 15 minutes of my life. There was a piece of paper in front of me that said something along the lines of, "Time is advancing outside of your control." Scrawled on it with big chicken scratch letters. And above it was a drawing of a man with goat legs. I'm clear almost everything when I dream. The only sense I lack is smell. I have CPTSD nightmares, and when I dream in first person, everything that happens to me, I feel. I've drowned. I've fallen. I've burned to death. That was memorable. The worst one, I actually woke up with a dislocated rib and nice big bruise. My body kicked my own ass. I also occasionally dream in third person. Which is a trip because my subconscious makes running commentary the entire time. And it's seriously like a bad episode of MST3K. I fell into a metal shredder. Felt pain. And woke up. I had this recurring nightmare about someone always trying to kill me. In my dream I was either walking or doing something, then this guy just starts chasing me. I always wake up in the middle of the night every time he gets me. I had a lucid fever dream that started while I was playing Doom 3. This was before consoles shut off automatically. And I frequently open my eyes in my sleep anyway. It felt real. Claustrophobic. Stressful. Terrifying. So much so that I couldn't play the game after. Far be it from me to suggest things to others. But a little cannabis before bed can prevent you remembering dreams.